Yo. Here we go. We back for the halftime reaction, man. Nothing special here, y'all. We just gonna keep it real simple. We're gonna keep it straight to the point. Hopefully y'all can hear me good, man. All right, so check this out, man. Like I said with my freaking pregame prediction, with my pregame assessment, our defense came to play, man. Our defense came to play. We can't fault our defense for nothing that's going on right now. I see a lot of fans in this game day chat talking about, fire Bill Lowe. I mean, not Bill Lowe, but fire Pete Golden and all this crazy stuff. Like, are y'all not watching the same game I'm watching? Like, the defense is playing lights out. LSU has not been able to move the ball against us. They scored in plus territory. They got the ball on the 40-yard line or the 37-yard line or something. They're 37-yard line when they scored. So what are we talking about as fans? Let's pay attention to the game of football. Let's really dissect the problem. Let's talk about how Bill O'Brien goes away from his first drive where he started at whatever. We was on our side of the ball, our side of the field. And he calls some misdirection plays. He has motion. We rushed the ball 2 times on the first drive. We get positive carries on the first drive with the run game. We get in the red zone and we evade the run. Why? Bill O is not the answer. I understand we're going to keep complaining as fans. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep saying the same old thing. But at some point, the voices have to be heard. The writing is on the wall. Bill O'Brien is not that guy. He cannot call a game as an offensive coordinator in college football. Not in the SEC, not for Alabama. Not what we're looking for. Not what we're trying to accomplish. You have all this talent around Bryce. I see people blaming the receivers not being able to create space. Like, how? How are the receivers not? I mean, it's hard to create space when you have 3 or 4 routes running to the middle of the field. I mean, one guy can cover 2 players when you have 2 of the same routes or 2 routes going to the same side of the field. It's just crazy, man. It's like you don't want to use any crossing routes. You don't want to take advantage of your offensive line, who's doing a great job with protection. They're doing what Bryce is calling out. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But this is not looking good, man. And we're going to win this game. If this style keeps up, we're going to win this game because our athletes are going to out-athlete LSU. We have more talent than LSU. We're not going to win this game because our offense is being productive. We're not going to win this game because I don't see Jaden Daniels making any crazy mistakes. He's not being put in positions to make mistakes. Bill O'Brien is continuing to try to make Bryce extend plays when the quick game is there. You got guys like Ja'Cory Brooks that's catching the slant ball, catching the hitches. You got Jermaine Burton clogging up space, not running the right routes. You got Cam Latu trying to take the ceiling off of defense. Why? Why is he running to the sticks every play? He's a freaking tight end. He's not a 4-3, 4-4 guy. He runs a 4-7. Let that man get in the flats and get him the ball quick and use his big body. And you got to protect the ball, Cam Latu. Man, we went and we got a doggone a lucky penalty overturn, or turnover overturned in our favor, and we still only come away with 3 points because we leave the run game. Bill O'Brien is not that guy, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this, simple as this. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Hey, MFR Jones, appreciate you for coming through, man. Hey, and the thing is, if we don't adjust in the second half, I don't think LSU has the ability to outdo us with their offense. I just don't see it. Our mistakes made on defense were in the red zone. We didn't get walk down the field and just get manhandled. This ain't like against Tennessee when they were just doing whatever they wanted. We're handling business. We're handling business with our defense. It's the offense. You can't put the defense out there for 40 plays in the first half, man. Great defenses. Georgia defense had 28 snaps in the first half. In the first half, they had 28 snaps that they played in the first half. Them guys were fresh the whole night. They were fresh the whole night. You want me to tell you why? Because their offense was able to contain the ball. If we go tempo, we're having momentum on the ground, continue to use the ground game with your tempo. That's how you create space and opportunity for the defense to continue to capitalize when they're thrown on the field. You don't go out there and have Bryce drop back 3 times, on the drive when you're inside your own 10. Lean on the run game. And then when we get in the red zone, lean on the run game. The offensive line is doing the best that they can. I can't fault Seth McLaughlin for the holding penalty when we was in our own territory. I can't fault him for that. Hey, MFR Jones, if you don't mind, man, take this link and share it, bro. Take this link and share it. I'm gonna be on here for another 3 minutes, but I really want people to hear this because a lot of fans don't understand. A lot of fans don't understand that it's not on Bill. It's not on Pete Golden. This is all Bill O'Brien. And I'm telling y'all, man, if we don't, she said, Brittany B, I need to pull up my I'm gonna make sure I get this comment layout set up. What she say? Let me extend this window so we can see the full comment. I'm fed up with the play calling on the offensive side. Why did we go away from the run game? I'm no football guru, but dang, you are speaking facts. You got Jahmyr Gibbs and Jason McClellan. They are getting positive yardage whenever they touch the ball, even when the offensive line isn't hitting all their assignments. And my thing with the offensive line, when they miss assignments, you can see them moving on to the next level as they're coached to do, because you can't try to backtrack and clean up a block that you already missed. You kind of depend on your athletic running back, your 5-star, your 4-star, your top end running back to make a play and create a little bit of space so you can make up on the next level. Seth McLaughlin, J.C. Latham, Tyler Steen, Javian Cohen, Emil Ekiyor, you guys are blocking your tails off. Y'all are doing a great job up front. And Bryce Young, even when we get in the passing game, stop looking off the quick read. Go to your quick read. And my receivers, stop getting confused on coverage. If the guy is backpedaling your first 3 steps off your release, if he's backpedaling, guess what? He's not trying to get beat deep. Sit. Stop trying to cross another window. Sit. Especially on the outside, sit. And then my guys that's running the slants, Bill Lowe got to stop sending so much in the middle. You can't have a Texas route coming out the backfield, meaning, he's going like he's going to flare out and then come in and have your tight end sitting in the middle. Also, somebody got to attack the flats. We're not spreading the defense out. The middle linebackers, the linebackers that are sitting in coverage or spying, they're not even bailing out to the flats because we're not making them respect the flats. If you're going to use your running backs, if you want to use your running backs in the passing game, send them on the swing routes. Send them on the little what we call jerk routes or the little squirrel routes where they release inside and then break outside. Sitting down, making the linebacker have to cover sideline to sideline. Not even triple option. You know what? I'm not gonna disagree with you, but I'm gonna disagree with you because at the same time, we don't run the triple option. There's no need to run a RPO triple option read when you got 2 viable backs and you got a blocking tight end in Robbie Oots, who is a way better blocker than Cam Latu. He's way more physical. You got Kendall Randolph, who's a blocking tight end. Why are we not going big in the red zone? Make those guys suck those guys in. And if you want to pass it, give your wide receivers one-on-ones on the outside. You got Ja'Cory Brooks who could go up and get the ball on the jump ball. He may not be able to stretch the defense, but he can go up and get it. You got Trayshawn Holden who can go up and get it. You got a quick and speedy receiver in JoJo Earl who could match up with a safety or a linebacker and beat him inside if you give him the space to work with it. You're going in 4 wide receiver sets on the goal line for what? You're not creating space. You're not creating space for those guys. So at this moment in time, it's not necessarily the players. Hey, Justice Bailey, my thing is, Tyler Harrell, I don't know what the issue is. I don't understand why we're not trying him. If you're going to keep trying to stretch the defense, why you not putting your speed out there? You're steadily trying to make guys like Cam Latu, Ja'Cory Brooks, and Jermaine Burton stretch the field. Why? They are not 4-3 guys. You got Tyler Harrell. You got Isaiah Bonds. You got Kobe Prentice. You got Aaron Anderson. Who else is on those 4 guys, Christian Leary. 5 guys sitting on the bench that have recorded 4 threes, 4-2. They said Tyler Harrell was running a 4-2-9. Come on, man. Aaron Anderson running he claim he running a 4-2, a 4-2-9, 4-2-8. Come on, man. You don't sit that on the sideline. And I believe like somebody said in the comments before, I don't believe the positional coaches are having as much say so in the offensive game planning as they should. Because I honestly believe Holman Wiggins, I feel like he believes Aaron Anderson and Tyler Harrell can be an asset to this team right now. I feel like if Isaiah Bonds is put in to stretch the field and actually gets the opportunity to stretch the field, and I will say this, Bryce Young has missed at least 3 or 4 reads this first half. He missed a first down read when Cam Latu was coming across the middle of the field. And he also, on that same play, he missed Isaiah Bonds coming across deep. It was a deep crossing route. He missed Isaiah Bonds coming across. You throw him open into the hole where the safety had already bailed out to the strong side. The safety bailed out. The corner was sitting on the hitch route. You throw Isaiah Bonds, who had just beat the nickel corner on his side, beat him across field because he let him go. He thought he was passing him off to the opposite safety. You throw him open, that's a big play. That's momentum. Now the defense has to think. Safeties aren't able to play up and try to crash on the. We don't even know if the safeties are really affecting the run game because we're not trying to run game enough. So what I would like to see, and what as us as fans would like to see, I believe we would like to see us lean on the run game more until Bryce settles down in the passing game. The quick game is working for Bryce when he's taking the reads that he's given. You know, and so with that being said, we down. What is the score? 7-6. We've had 4 3-and-outs or four stall drives out of 6 that we've been able to run. We've only gotten 6 points out of 4 drives or 6 drives. That's not good, man. That's not efficiency. That's not Alabama football. That's not the type of offensive play calling that we're used to seeing. Defense, the touchdown that they gave up, they were put in a horrible position. And mind you, they had just forced a 3-and-out. I think they forced a fumble on that drive. So we got to capitalize on these things. We got to be able to, Bill O'Brien has to go. At the end of the day, Bill O'Brien has to go. I don't know what else has to be shown to Coach Saban and the rest of the staff or the rest of his alumni or the rest of the boosters or the athletic director to show that Bill O'Brien was a mistake. A plain out mistake. Y'all can quote me on that. Bill O'Brien was a mistake. I'm just saying, try all your receivers, especially a guy that run a 4-2, but Saban is the head coach whatever happens is on him. And I agree totally with that. Justice. Need run game and aggression from the O-line. Hey, Jones, you got to come off that O-line. The O-line playing great. The O-line is creating space and opportunities for Bryce to step up and make reads. He missed a couple reads. And on the run game, when they lean on it, when they have more than one run play, they correct their mistakes. The only reason they look bad on run plays is because of the amount of opportunities that they get. You never see an offensive line come out and just straight dominate. They have to get in and soften that defensive line. They have to create momentum in the trenches. The way you do that, you get the play calls in. You get the run play calls in. You don't go and try to run stretch plays when your advantage is on the inside runs. Every negative offensive run play we've seen has been on a stretch. Oh, we are. I'm not giving Nick Saban a pass at all. This Bill O'Brien hire, I believe is totally on doggone Nick Saban. And I gave him a lot of passes last year, being that Bill O'Brien, this was his first year strictly as an offensive coordinator in some years. This was his first year with the personnel. You know, luckily he had some experienced receivers. He had, a generational talent in Bryce Young. He had we kind of had to depend on Bryce Young because of the injuries that happened in the running back room. So I gave him a few passes last season. I take that. I take those lashings for that. I gave him a pass. I say usually it takes about 10 to 12 games for an offensive coordinator and a quarterback to really be in tune with each other, because practice and game time situations are totally different things. You very rarely get a Joe Brady and Joe Burrow situation where offense coordinator just gets it. This is what my quarterback does great, and that's what we're going to use. We have all these weapons around him. That's what we're going to rely on. You very rarely get that in college football because of the tenure and how things are shaping out with contracts and alumni and boosters and stuff. Like the influence of social media and everything plays into that. So when you have a mediocre play caller such as Bill O'Brien, you can't give him this much space and opportunity to continue to hold us back. I'm not blaming those receivers. Yes, they can make some of these catches, but they getting put in hard. They getting put in bad positions. They're getting put in bad situations and expected to just come out on top every time because of a star rating. No, put your guys in. That's why the great offenses are looking great. These offensive coordinators are putting their guys in favorable positions. We as a fan base, not just you. Wrong word. Oh no, you right. You right, man. You right. I take full responsibility for what I said. You know, I was defending Bill O'Brien for a majority of last season, all the way up until probably the LSU game last year. I was defending Bill O'Brien. You know, and we got to come off Pete Golden. Pete Golden is calling a hell of a game. People were wondering why you sending pressure on 2nd and 15. Well, we're dominating in the trenches. We're actually holding up in the trenches. We're actually getting great pressure. It just so happened that they were in the red zone, in tight, you know, closer to their goal line. They were in positive field position, and a play that you will usually get stopped at 20 yards, they didn't have 20 yards to stop it or rebound from that play call. DeMarco Hellens made a bad judgment call. You know, he probably got caught playing the deep ball because he doesn't want to get beat deep after the Tennessee game, which is what you expect from a safety. And he didn't pay attention that he had a blitz being sent in front of him, and his priority was to work bottom up, inside up. So that's things you could live with when those miscues happen. But you talk about the offensive production, putting our defense in adverse situations, and that's what it comes down to, chat. That's what it comes down to. We as Alabama fans got to stop blaming these boys. These wide receivers are running the routes they're being told to run. I question their ability to read coverages, but you don't do that when your offense hasn't established an identity. You give players assignments. Go find space. You cross his face and find space on the other side. You sit. You extend. Like simple stuff like that. That's what Lane Kiffin does. He doesn't tell them to run a post. He doesn't tell them to run a seam. He doesn't tell them to run a corner. He say, cross his face, find space. If he's trying to beat you there, you sit. If he's sitting, you beat him. You get what I'm saying? Like simple concepts like that cannot be evaded when we have an offense that hasn't established an identity. My hat's off to Jason McClellan and Jahmyr Gibbs. Those guys, man, any other running back with that type of talent, Roydell Williams also, with that type of talent would check out mentally because they're not getting the touches as running backs. They're being dependent on as receivers when they don't need to be. We have an offensive line with Seth McLaughlin being the center. We have an offensive line that's capable of producing in the run game. Jamie, you're absolutely right. Y'all got to understand, I'm not giving Saban a pass on any of this offensive production. Y'all got to understand that. Do not go back and quote me for condoning anything that's happened with the offense and giving Saban a pass. Because I'm not. I believe I was one of the few that started speaking on this weeks ago. Weeks ago when we were in Texas. Week 2 when we were in Texas. And Bill O'Brien kept trying. And then if you want Bryce to pass, let's roll him out. Let's move the pocket. Let's move the pocket. Make the defense guess. And if you're going to use the RPO, Bryce, sell the RPO. I want to see discipline in the second half. I want to see our guys playing top-notch football. But we're going to go back. We're going to check back in on the TDA chat. If you don't follow Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel, go check in over there. That's where I'll be at. You can check the comments. We're going to keep the comments riding. Hey, at the end of the day, we still Bama. We still Roll Tide, baby. We still got a game to finish. Let's go ahead and do it. It's your boy, Coach Smook, and I'm out.